I will now demonstrate to you the step-by-step process of how to showcase my different data in Elementor by utilizing a template. I have my job posted that I created in Advanced Custom Fields, ACF, with the custom fields as follows. So there are a total of 8 of them. These 8 fields correspond to the fields I have in my Artable database and in my RWP sync menu. In the connection, I have successfully synchronized the different elements, including the database, the table, and the mapping of my fields that are found here. The synchronization process ensures that the data in my Artable database is accurately reflected in the RWP sync menu, maintaining consistency and accuracy between the two. All is synchronized. All has been imported into WordPress. And now, I will create my Elementor template. I select the appropriate template, which is loop item. The origin naturally is employment positions, and I formulate my template. Now, I will proceed to the next step and create my loop item as part of my ongoing workflow. I make a selection of jobs as the type of post and the query that I choose for my search. This allows me to find relevant job opportunities, and I will expeditiously build an element of my list at this specific location. I am furnishing it with attributes and ensuring its proper configuration. I am putting a container in this location. At this stage, I will be able to call the imported elements in my code and utilize them as necessary for the task at hand. For that specific purpose, for example, if I want to import an image, I will choose the image feature as my preferred option that I possess in my Artable that has been imported into WordPress and clearly corresponds to my mapping without any doubt. I position it in the desired manner, and thus it is directly called upon on my container that I have created and set up according to my preferences and requirements. At this moment, I am going to invoke an additional element from my Artable, specifically the logo that I need for my task. I am in the process of adding attributes to it, and now I will proceed to call and display the logo on the designated area of the web page. We are currently still utilizing an ACF field type as part of our implementation. Here, it's the company logo field in Artable that corresponds to the ACF company logo field in Advanced Custom Fields, ACF. I'm calling it ACF image field here. To underscore it, I will thus seek out the company logo, which is prominently displayed right in front of you, as you can clearly see for yourself. So, at that point, I imported my featured image field as well as my logo field into the system for further use. At this point, I will proceed to add another element, which is another ACF field that corresponds to the name of the company. So I am in search of the ACF field. I am conducting a search using the company name key, and you can observe that it is displayed directly. I also provide it with attributes in order to make it appear slightly more aesthetically pleasing and easier to comprehend. I include a heading at this point, for instance an H2, and it will serve as the job offer title that corresponds to my title field in the post that I am currently working on. So in this case, I am not going to search for my Advanced Custom Fields, ACF. Instead, I will search for the title of the post and apply a similar style to it. In a very rapid manner, there you go. You can clearly see that it can be done quite quickly and efficiently without any delays or complications. At this point in time, I will include a list of icons, and then I will proceed to fetch various elements from the source. To begin with, the type of offer that corresponds to an ACF field is the first and foremost consideration in this context. I descend downwards and I will search for the specific type of offer or offering in the designated key, or I put an icon on it. As the second item on my list, I will now look for another key, which will be the location. And finally the salary, with the key job remuneration. And there I have created my list element very quickly, very easily. I add some final color attributes to it. In that place, I will be able to save it now. I am currently exiting Elementor, the software I have been using for this task. I have created my template, so now I will add it to an Elementor page that I have previously created. I will look for my widget. This is the loop grid and my template that I created. I am sharing it here for you to see and use if you find it helpful. I choose the number of elements per page. In masonry, for example, I apply certain elements to it, including the source, and you see it displays very well. I add a few more elements, a few attributes to make it harmonious and ensure its overall coherence. And this is what it looks like on the front end. I effortlessly and rapidly created my list page using Elementor and the Loop Grid widget, making the process very easy.